I think we're live. We should be live. Only like
Yeah.
10 minutes late.
We
But
certainly are.
I think we're
coming to you from Planet Namek right now. So I guess that means I got 5 minutes / 13 episodes.
No, you're probably on New Namek.
We got Can Coochie, aka Sanketsu, Lash Luke, C-Jack, and Tyler, and Big Chungus, the really outdated meme here from Ann Arbor.
if everybody does know dated me, then I'm allowed to as well.
You know what? That's fair. We run off of outdated meme humor here anyway, so I think we've done this 3 times now, technically. Once for Miura, once for Takahashi, and then now for Toriyama.
Yeah.
All of our childhood is going away, unfortunately.
You know what? If I was able to present, I just sent you that picture that one of the great legends died every year from 2021. Remember that, Vex?
Yeah.
We literally lost one a year, literally.
Let's see.
I
Present.
mean, everybody don't last forever.
Yeah.
I know mortality's a bitch, but
I actually don't think we'll be doing the presentation thing because
no, it's all
We
good.
didn't really necessarily lose it. Like the stuff is still there. It still exists.
Right. It's still there. Like art is.
But we
eternal.
lost the legend.
Of course, yeah.
The interesting side effect of this is also the industry that they're in is what really actually causes a lot of this like early departure stuff too.
Yeah, and to give a context of how big of an impact this death was, Miura's death wasn't reported on the BBC. Kazuki Takahashi's death wasn't reported on the BBC, but Akira Toriyama's was.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how much of an influence this guy had on the whole industry.
Hey, Stardust. It's just such an interesting way to look at it, but like there's like actual like the cartels called a ceasefire temporarily.
I saw that.
Not confirmed.
Wait,
it is actually confirmed.
wait,
Really?
seriously?
Yes.
Yeah. The trolls took
Wow.
a day off.
Wow, that is respect right there.
Like,
Oh yeah, it's big in Mexico.
yeah.
Yes, Mexico only didn't have cable, only satellite.
So,
Dragon
I
Ball
get-
was literally the only anime they had.
So I guess they could technically stop what they're doing and just be like, we're gonna fight over manga for the rest of time now.
I mean, they already
Basically.
do that and shoot each other.
And
They
shoot
are
each
doing like
other.
the American
Stupid.
schools.
Yeah, but like we had that. We had China reporting on it. We had Korea reporting on it. BBC, like you said. We've had
Germany did as well.
Germany,
Even, like, local news
NBC.
networks.
Yeah, every local news network reported on it.
National News Network in Germany, even.
Yeah. Well, most of our local news are technically syndicated here in America. So
That is true.
Here's a fun fact. Sorry about that. Here's a fun fact. So last night, I just shared this on see this random group on Facebook that even what's his name? Steph from the Sports Take or whatnot on ESPN. Even they gave respect to Toriyama, and that's left field in the industry as it gets. Even though he butchered Vegeta's name, but nonetheless, an attempt was made.
Yeah, like the sports side of things has a lot of like that nerd culture within it as well. So you have a lot of like look to the WWE for example, right? A lot of like the New Day's outfits are inspired by like nerd culture. You've had like some Dragon Ball Z like armor style. You've had Power Rangers takes on stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense to have like even something as left field as that covering it.
And it's funny you bring that up, CJ, about the mispronunciation of Vegeta's name, because when I was watching that news report from the BBC on YouTube, the comments were just flooded in about the newscaster expecting her to know about the franchise when she is only literally just there to
reading
report,
from a prompter.
reading from a teleprompter, and they're there saying like, "Oh, you." Just about a monkey boy that finds these Dragon Balls.
Oh god!
I mean, that is the original premise.
And but it's like they're saying it in a way of like, how dare you not know that Goku is meant to turn Super Saiyan, is meant to fight Vegeta, is actually an alien and is not a human.
See, this is what happens when you just like start in the middle of a franchise and not start at the start.
Yeah,
right. And you know what? And sorry about that. And co-signing with you, my friend. Yeah, because part of me can get mad, but CJ, remember these are novice. They're not even novice. They don't even know. Right? They just don't know.
Yeah.
So some of these people probably have never even seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
they clearly haven't.
And it's funny you mentioned that as well, Fex, because I was saying this just before we went live to Fex and everyone else, and I'll say it to you, CJ. Like, I am in that noob section of Dragon Ball, but that's all gonna change very soon because I'm doing like a watch through of various like anime series, and the people are like, please can we put Dragon Ball on the list? Please can we? I was like, okay, we will put Dragon Ball on the list.
Let me know when you're gonna do it, because I'll watch episodes with you.
Okay, and I'll let you know, and I'll add you to the group.
I am kind of curious.
Chat.
Yeah.
But it'll be on Discord. It's like in a private Discord group.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'll let you know nearer the time when we do it, because I've still got 2 other series to go through before then.
Yeah, you're going through Shield Hero and Bakuman, which are 2 longer series, so that'll be a while.
Yeah, it will be.
But like, it's not as tedious as like what we're going to be doing eventually once we're done with Power Rangers and going.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that will. Yes, I'm losing my Dragon Ball virginity and my Naruto virginity as well.
I thought you wanted to do Fairy Tail after Power Rangers.
We'll get to Fairy Tail too.
It's a great series.
And,
you're not even for Fairy Tail.
Yeah. And I'm going to be muting for a few minutes while I go and have something to eat. So I'll be back soon.
All right.
Yeah, this is like 5 o'clock their time for some of them. So.
Across the pond.
It's only 7 p.m. All right.
I don't know how that makes it any better. It's 2:15 for me, and I'm already exhausted.
It's 11 here, but that daylight savings time did not help.
No, it did not.
I wish you could just pick it one time and we just stick with it.
Right.
Like, make up your mind.
Remember, we were supposed to do that at some point, and we never did because
it's just like, well, what about this or what about this? Just pick one fucking time.
And
that's what Arizona did
forever.
And
stateside, that's what Arizona did. They were like, screw that noise.
And but the problem was one side wanted that, the other side wanted it another way, so we never could agree with each other. And we didn't want a time zone between every 5-minute walk.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, that's what Team 4-Star originally did when they started filming. They were like, dude, either you're here or you're not here. And they had a universal time set when they were recording.
Like, that would be lovely if we could do that, but everybody's regular schedule here is also chaotic.
Also true.
But like, speaking of Team 4-Star, even they were paying their respects, which is funny because they've had such they haven't had the issue with Toriyama himself. They had the issue
mostly
with Toei.
Toei or the people who ran 4 Kids before that went belly up.
Yeah.
Now, what's the story? Real quick, what's the story with that? Because I thought Toriyama gave them the green light, but Toei Films didn't.
Yeah, that's the whole company thing. They don't give a fuck.
That's what I thought. So the granddaddy of the product gave the okay. They still don't care. Of course, that makes complete sense.
Because they're like, no, our money.
Yeah,
our money.
Our money, our project, even though it's based off of the other project, but fuck Toei is such a great company.
Toei is just, I don't know what to say for them, because even with like basic like reviews in which people just won't show like much of anything, and they're just literally talking about the said thing, and it's like, oh, here's these few like scant examples of said thing I'm talking about. It's like, nope, you're still on our property. Fuck you.
You know what? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's what copyright is. Sorry, made for anime, so they have a right to say that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's only an action, it's still theirs.
Yeah. You know, part of me am mad at them and hate them at the same time because they stood up to Disney. Nobody really does that. So,
yeah,
true.
You know,
it's interesting when you see two mega corporations fighting over who's a bigger bitch.
Right.
Battle.
Like I put like an edit in a old Fortnite clip that I threw up on a burner channel just to see if I could get away with it, and just like fucking Vegeta doing the like whole sacrifice thing because I was going down for my team. You know, I'm like, let's see if I can use like this 5 seconds of footage from an episode, and no, it was instantly copyright struck. The music I used in the clip wasn't. It was because of that one little scene. I'm like, yeah, that figures.
Of course.
I won't use it. The final edit. It's just so stupid watching Toei fight over a franchise that is like 30 years old at this point. You know, but I understand wanting to protect your IP as well. Like that is something.
Meanwhile, there's people like showing like full episodes.
I still don't know how that even works.
Some countries don't have as strict copyright protection laws
or any copyright protection.
That's true. That's true.
Switzerland, I think, has really loosely till nothing for that. So if they upload it from there, Toei can do literally nothing.
Yep.
I would agree on that, but most of the cases I've seen is like they've been like channels like stateside, and it's like, how the hell are you doing this?
Upload it through a VPN, probably.
Yes.
It's very true.
There are multiple ways to just say, I uploaded from a different country, I'm not even in. It's not that hard.
Yeah. I just don't give enough of a shit to do that for like an edit. So
most people don't. It's also bad for the algorithm take because you like political channels can't do that because you want like your own country in it and other shit.
And also, like if somebody is dumb enough to monetize it, they'll be like, what the hell is going on here? You got this video that you uploaded from like Denmark, and then you have this video you uploaded from fucking Detroit. Okay.
And especially since you are like uploading a different country that doesn't speak English, it's also hurting you guys because it wants people in that country want to watch videos in their own language, not in English.
Yep. It's funny.
Except for like escaping copyright, it's literally just killing a channel.
He's got a point. He's got a point. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess like the best way to like kick off like this while Luke is away since he hasn't watched the series. First experiences with
you guys' favorite Dragon Ball moment.
No, like first experiences with Dragon Ball. Like for me, it was obviously Toonami.
Same.
My Poquito, that's the German standard, so it will say anything to anybody else. To all the German people watching.
To like the 0.2% of our German audience.
Which are not just me and one smart, I hope.
Oh god.
No, we're including you.
Okay. Yeah.
To me, who forgot about this about being in this call.
How much whiskey have you had?
0. I have yet to start drinking alcohol today.
I'm proud of you.
Good idea.
I can't say shit today. The first thing I did when I got home from work was have a drink.
Today I decided to stay sober in respect to our hero.
That is not why you decided to stay sober, and I know you're lying.
You know what? Sometimes I am lying, sometimes I'm not. In this current case, I am not lying.
Well, my first experience with Dragon Ball.
All right, we have to talk.
I had a friend in the 4th grade, who I was very on and off with, but he would always tell me how much he loved Dragon Ball and Goku and Vegeta, and this is when like the only anime I watched was like at the time the Pokemon Black and White anime, because that was airing on Cartoon Network. So my goofy ass had to wake up on a Saturday.
To be fair, everybody has to try to woke up on a Saturday early just to watch anime.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what Toonami was because back in around 2012, Toonami was rebooted as a part of Adult Swim only aired like ass late at night. And being somebody who was in school at the time, I couldn't stay up that late.
Sure, you could have. You just had to, keep the TV on mute or like really, really
you
low
just
volume.
need to hide the TV behind the pillow, like
put on the subtitle.
Like my mom didn't care as long as my like grades were like decent. She did not care.
Sleep is different. My mom didn't care if I played GTA as long as I got my sleep.
And I just want to say I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
And I have a furry visitor running around my room at the moment.
I had exile.
You got Chewbacca there?
Yes. No, it's my cat. It's my cat.
Oh,
Chewbacca's best.
But also keep in mind like that at the time this was with my very controlling, very paranoid ass former stepfather
stepfather.
Yeah,
that's some words you only rarely hear.
I mean, I could call him many things, but I figured that would be a bit much for this time.
And for a swear.
God damn.
But then my first exposure to anime properly was with Naruto. I was 12 years old. I remember first experiencing it. My fucking grandma was in the living room with me.
And then Sexy Jutsu happened, and you were never allowed to watch anime again.
What the fuck is this Jap Asian shit you are watching? You are not Asian. You don't watch that.
Oh no, my grandma was chill. She didn't care.
That's good.
Yeah. I would say. Go ahead, Tyler.
And then I actually first caught wind of Dragon Ball around Dragon Ball Z Kai. It was around the time of the Ginyu events. And like I started keeping up with DBZ Kai. Like I would just like watch reruns on demand because that's a thing that was a thing back then.
It was before there were 85 streaming services. Like, on demand is such a foreign concept now, honestly.
Yeah.
It's strange to think about because I remember, like, there was, like, on, like, the Spectrum, whatever it was back in the day, and Charter, like, had an on-demand project where they had, like, the Anime Network, and that's where I got introduced to a lot of the more obscure anime as well. I watched Mythic Detective Loki Ragnarok on there, which is something that I doubt anyone else in this call has ever even heard of.
No, I've certainly not heard of it.
I just never watched it. I don't know what it's about. I just heard
I respect myself too much for it.
So yeah, I might as well say my first like awareness of Dragon Ball. I can't remember the context, but I think it was when I was in what you guys would call elementary school, but here would be called primary school. I think it was around 10 years old. I distinctly remember it being like a scene where one of the characters, I believe, kicks Frieza, and they say, "I put all my power into that kick," but I can't remember anything else from that.
Every character in Dragon Ball ever.
All right, so yeah, but I do remember. That's the one part about where I was like, okay, I'm aware of this, but because I didn't have like satellite TV, so I never got like any of the channels that I was on. It was truly a depressing time growing up in the Lashaluk household. But I will say one of my very first memories of watching anime like on a screen was Digimon the movie, because it was in the year 2000. My brothers, who were 13 at the time, they wanted to go and see Mission Impossible 2, and they managed to get in even though they were 13. So it was me, my sister, and grandmother watching Digimon the movie. And I distinctly remember looking to my grandmother, and she was just like, had the most confused look on her face ever. It was, and this was in the year 2000.
I was gonna say, I think even fans of Digimon are confused because they just got three short movies spliced together.
Yeah, I
forgot, in that show, what is it called again?
Angela Anaconda.
Yeah, that was the start of the movie.
yeah, but no, I still
bought like the VHS. It's also on that as well.
Yeah. But you want to know what's funny about the VHS of the Digimon movie? On the back, and I remember this 100%. It says it beats Pokemon hands down on the back of the video.
I remember that, honestly, which was a crazy tagline for a movie.
Yeah.
Bold statement. Very bold statement.
It's spliced together.
Yeah, but no. So yeah, one of my vivid memories is just seeing Vemon and Terriermon do the golden armor Digivolution in that movie.
You know what's crazy is they re-released that this year as that version too. And then I think they also are releasing the 3 original movies that was spliced together from
with an actual dub to it.
I don't know if they'll have a dub to it or it'll just be sub, but I saw something about it.
I'm joking.
And also for years and years with the censorship of Digimon, where they were like when like they went back to the real world, it was all blamed on terrorists, and I was like, and people ages after that was cut was like, oh, that's only the Japanese. Like, no, it was in the dub. It was in the dub.
It was in the first airing of it. I remember.
Yeah. And thankfully, when the DVDs came out, they put it back in. I was like, yes.
People out here trying to gaslight the old heads.
Trying to gaslight. Well, since we're going down to campfire, I guess I'm gonna tell my old ass story. So, my first Dragon Ball experience was I had a buddy from high school that actually got in the military. I was a freshman. He was a senior already. Well, no, he already graduated. Let me correct myself. And he would send back VHSs of episodes that he can get with the actual subtitles. That was back in like 99, whatever. I'm telling my age here. Now, as for Toonami and stuff like that, it got more interesting because of the factor that Ocean Dub, there was no Toonami. I don't know where I saw it. Cartoon Network was in its infancy, didn't get the contract yet, but it was the original Vegeta dub voice. And, and there was a lot of controversy when Funimation took over. And of course, I fell in love later down the road with Chris Sabat. So, and that's all I got. I mean, obviously Vegeta's been my guy since.
Yeah.
Actually, Toonami actually didn't have like the Ocean dub like at first, and then switched over to Funimation.
Oh, okay. See, it's been so long I don't even remember anymore.
Isn't the Ocean dub the one with that clip that you showed me, Son Getsu, of Goku being told about his father?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and let me side note on that. Ocean Dub was so messed up, especially with the Saiyan saga, right? When Vegeta was introduced.
You know,
Your father was like no, Bardock was how did he word it? Damn it.
I got it.
What?
I got it.
Go ahead, please.
Your father was an average fighter, but he was a brilliant scientist.
There was nothing brilliant about that man. Bardock was just, oh God, Jesus! I can spend a week on that alone, dude.
You know what? I honestly want to kind of watch the Ocean Dub now of Dragon Ball.
Good luck finding it.
Well, right, exactly. Well, it's very hard to do, man. Like the whole series, good luck with that. Although there are some clips out there,
well,
finally getting
past. Hold up.
Well, here's the thing.
Show it. I know a website that does like a whole like tsunami angle type of thing. They do stream the Ocean Dub episodes.
Yeah. And here's the thing: if I can find the 4Kids One Piece dub, and
you can find that easily,
and the
that's
old,
real easy. Even I know that.
And the old Card Captors dub, I'm sure we can find the Ocean
That doesn't
dub.
exist. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There's no such
My boy
thing.
said it doesn't exist.
Look, I can tell you this. You can easily find both.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I was like, it took me literally a year because I was like, dude, I love the way Vegeta sounded. He was ruthless, he was sneaky, and then I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Christopher Sabat, and I was like, you know what? I like this guy better. It took me a year, but I liked him better.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll tell mine.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, there was this old, for anime in general, this was like this old channel, like back when I was in Chicago when I was a kid. And they would just show old like anime, and that's my like first experience with anime in general, because it was like Astro Boy. I remember watching that a lot on there. And my first Dragon Ball experience would have to be like at a like a VHS store. They would have Dragon Ball there, but since it was like before they got the dubs and whatnot, it was just like imported like VHSs.
Correct.
Totally legally imported, usually, maybe.
Oh yeah. Because like for example, I'm a car head too. Like the Nissan Skyline originally was when it was built. I'm sorry guys, sidetrack, but it's relevant. You couldn't even get the V8 Special Edition because it was illegal stateside because the cars at the time couldn't keep up with it. Mm-hmm. Now, the average, police cars are Dodge Challenger. The price in China was you couldn't even get even the subtitled ones because they were so rare. You had to go your movie store to get them or special order them through an Anime Expo store or something like that just to get them.
Yeah, I had a bookstore. This is where I used to get all of my manga back when I was in high school, and they had like a wall dedicated to like anime VHS as well. Because it was like that.
Yeah, that stuff.
There was like the time between like VHS and DVD where we were figuring out what the hell we wanted to do here. And it was like 2 episodes per VHS and sometimes just one. And they were like $40-$50 at times.
Dude, they were expensive because they knew how rare they were. Mm-hmm. It's funny how that market worked.
And they had all the way up to the Boo Saga. So this was like, I would go between having cable and not having cable because I lived out in the fucking boondocks as a kid. So
I get you.
I would go and grab these, like every so often I would do like odd jobs around town to get 1 or 2 episodes of Dragon Ball. And my buddies and I would pass around these VHSs because we would all do the same thing. And
Dragon Ball pushers.
Honestly, and finally one of my buddies figured out how to be smart enough to record the VHS so we would sell them at school too. I think the statute of limitation for that is way over. It's like 99, 2000 as well.
Jesus Christ.
like 4th, 5th grade, I was just selling bootleg VHS.
Some guy in a crackhead outfit, like, come on, man, let me get that Vegeta saga. Nah, man, I mean, we got you last week. You put me in this uncomfortable spot right now, Ricky.
Me as a kid. You got that Piccolo.
You got that Piccolo, right?
Give me some more of that Piccolo, bro.
I got the Cell Saga this week. That's all I could get.
But it's true though. You had to find those episodes, or just
right.
Yeah.
And it was harder growing out in the country because like you would have cable providers come and go because they couldn't find a market there. So we would go through like a cable provider every year, basically out there until it became all like fucking Charter, which ended up becoming Spectrum.
Correct.
They ate everybody up of the little providers. Luckily, like for a while, we had enough of a market there to have like DirecTV. So I was able to get through, thanks to Toonami, like the entire series of Z, and then we were just getting to GT when even DirecTV left the area, which is fucking crazy to think about. That satellite's like, nah, you're too much in the boondocks for even us.
That's terrible, dude. Satellite rejected you?
Yeah, they're like, nah, we're good.
That is horrible.
This was a town of like 100 people, so it's like,
oh yeah, they would have lost money.
My boys said come back when your population hits 1,000.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn,
it was crazy.
They were just like, out more babies, and maybe we'll think about it.
Yeah.
Well, we had more meth per capita than we had people.
Oh, that's lovely.
What's that? Oh, that's meth in my ear.
Oh, they definitely wouldn't want to put it in there. With the whole meth thing.
Let's find a way to strip the copper out of the town.
It's like, where'd all this copper go? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Nothing beats starting your day with a good old morning dose of meth.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on the subject, let me ask a question. So, as memorance of the series and all, who's your guys' favorite character, except of course for the newbie in the room who hasn't watched it yet?
I as an OG fan, I was partial to Yamcha back in the day.
Really?
Oh, there's Red. There's Red.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Red!
Oh, I gotta upgrade.
The only thing I know about Yamcha is from the honest trailer for the Dragon Ball Evolution movie where they're going, where I think it's the guys from T4 and Star going like, Goku's gonna meet his best friend in this movie, Yamcha.
Oh,
Yamcha.
Lord.
And I from that I get the feeling Yamcha doesn't appear in the Dragon Ball live action film.
Yeah.
Wait. You talking about the dreaded one? Yeah, nobody even speaks about that one.
It's like, I don't want to speak about it, but he is in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, while we're waiting for Red to get can you all hear me? Well,
there
you're in now, Red.
I had to pay to add your ass to the stream, by the way, because I had reached the number of guests.
I'm on my phone. Is my audio okay?
Your audio is fine.
Crystal clear.
Cool. Yeah, no, sorry. I was I had my phone in the other room. I was like playing games and I lost track of time. My bad.
I think you hit the fucking server. Like, quit plowing your girlfriend.
Yeah. No, I just I'm very susceptible to being like a TikTok addict if I don't like put my phone in the other fucking room. So that's what I usually do. My bad.
So enjoy your $25 a month appearance here.
What does that mean?
I had to pay to have 7 guests in here.
Snap.
You did not need to do that.
No.
But yeah, I'll just say quickly. Part of the reason why I've never really gotten into the Dragon Ball franchise is not because of the series itself. It's more so from the fan base and just how possessive the particularly the English voices can be of the series.
Oh, I'm so happy that I get to join to immediately dunk on Luke. I hate when people judge.
That's my rant. That's my
Go on.
rant.
You can rant against me. Rant against the British news.
No, dude. If you let a bad fandom ruin a fucking series for you, that like that's like so. That's not. I don't know, man. Come on.
No. It's not that it's ruined it for me. It's just like it's made me think like it's made me be in that state of like, if I get involved, am I going to be like so? But
that's implying that the series itself leads to people being, bad.
Yeah,
it's like, look, it's not anime crack. Calm down.
Okay. Well, Red, I have said that. I've said this at the beginning, and I'll say it to you now. Soon after I finish Shield Hero and watch Bakuman with another group, we're doing Dragon Ball. So I'm going to be watching the entire series.
I'm very well known as I'm not a huge Dragon Ball fan at all. I had my moment with it as during childhood, but like I haven't thought about it in years, But I think in general, just it's important to remember that it's not that like any given fandom is more cringe or less cringe because of the thing itself. Usually, I mean, unless the show is like Mein Kampf by Hitler or something. But like, usually, in my opinion, it happens to be like if something is very popular, just by the sheer fact that there's so much numbers, there's so many people in there that you're going to have more cringe. More people equals more cringe because the cringe people are part of that huge number. That's why I think that's why Undertale's cringe. I think that's why FNAF is cringe. I think it really is just if it's so absurdly popular, you're going to have toxicity in it.
Fair enough.
That's why, as much as I dunk on My Hero and JJK now and a lot of these other series, like the more something becomes mainstream, the more you're going to have those numbers, and the loud majority is always going to be, or the loud minority is always going to be like fucking overpowering everything. Like, Red, remember at like Grand Rapids Comic-Con where we had conga lines around like the My Hero voice actors?
Conga lines can be fun as long as they're not like bumping into people, but yeah.
But like, for example, stuff like that. But in Dragon Ball, that would be the fucking power scaler.
Yeah. And I think that's because there's a lot of people that like go to that show because they're the type that like just love debating who's going to win. And like, to me, the reason that show attracts that type of people is because it is like a very fight centric show, So,
and you have like the insane power creep because every villain became like a galactic or multiversal level threat.
Yeah, I think there's toxicity in it's always the people that think it's like the best thing ever. It's always like just like people that are like, yeah, I like that. It's never them. It's always the people that are like, this is Jesus's second coming. It's just like how like Hunter x Hunter fans, which ones are the toxic ones? The ones that are like, you're stupid because you don't understand the complexity. You know what I mean? Like, and I used to be like that. Like I learned, I adapted, I evolved. It's always the same type of people, the people that want to like tell you that like their one thing is the best and every other thing sucks.
Yeah, for sure. So like, as the series progressed,
Vex?
No,
I hear him.
No.
We lost Tyler. There's Tyler back. Okay, cool. So like as the series progressed from like regular Dragon Ball where it was like martial arts tournaments and stuff like that. We got to like the moments of the power levels being introduced in Z.
And Kaiju tournaments.
We got to the craziness of like an indestructible stadium being completely obliterated by the end of it in freaking Super, So as the series progressed, you would always have like those meatheads trying to, scale everything.
It's the WWE of anime.
Right. No. Like
the same type of people, by the way. The same type of people that like it. If you ever go to as a kid, I used to watch WWE. And I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings because they would play the pay-per-views for free. You didn't have to buy them. And you go in there and, God bless, they're having fun. But you go in there and you look at the type of people that are, like, obsessed with WWE. And it's all, like, socially awkward people that have, like, they haven't left their house except for this moment.
Well, now it's also the Logan the Logan Paul fans, because like the Ring now is a fucking Prime model during the paint line events. Well, I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Oh Lord! I heard about that. He's fighting Mike Tyson, but there's like a handicap or something, right?
Jake Paul's fighting Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, yeah, and Mike Tyson can only eat one of his legs, not both. Unlike Baki. See what I did there?
Yeah.
God.
I was gonna say, you want like a bizarre like wrestling anime? I recommend Kaneko Man or like or like Kid Muscle, or, you know,
that fucking series. That was the Fox box back in the day.
Yes, back when they had Ultraman, Tiga,
and Kirby right back at you.
Oh fuck yeah!
Our favorite genocidal character.
Genocidal.
Who else remembers? What was it? Cubics or some shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Cubics.
Robots for everyone.
That has got to be like the most mixed bag of CGI animation.
It really does.
It definitely was.
Looking at it today, it's like, oh my god, and it's kind of funny that you have Dan Green in that series playing two characters that are completely the opposite in personality.
Well said.
Well, I'll just jump back to like what we were like our favorite characters, and then we went on a tangent. I have to say Piccolo, because I really liked his growth throughout this series, and he just seemed like that, you know, that pillar of wisdom. Whenever somebody like needed help with something, he was always there.
He was the good dad when Goku wasn't around, right?
I wouldn't say Goku's not a good dad. I would just say he's a very slow dad.
Yeah, no, I know that's been like discourse for a long time, is like Goku's fatherliness. I agree. I mean, he's such a pure-hearted guy, but he's just also stupid, you know. But you can't blame him. He got like concussed as like a baby, so it's like
agreed.
Multiple concussed from fighting.
I mean, the guy was psychologically programmed to fucking hate Goku, and he was like, "Dude, why am I doing this? This is my father's beef, not mine." Right.
Yeah. My favorite character was for a long time Trunks, but like future Trunks, not when he got all like pussified in Boo Saga.
Thank you.
You know, it turns out you need some fucked up psychological trauma to become a badass.
Very true. That's the future Trunks movie. That was brilliant.
Oh man, it's so unfortunate that like, I don't know. So like when he first showed up, I remember because like I was always a sword guy. Like the swords, like as a young kid, I loved swords. Any character with swords. That's why I went from Dragon Ball Z. My next anime was Bleach, because someone described that to me as Dragon Ball Z with swords. Which in hindsight, I don't think that was a super accurate explanation, but like it got me into it. But yeah,
I'd have to say my favorite character. I remember for some reason saying my favorite character was 16. I don't know why I said that, but
strong silent type.
I would say
the androids were cool.
Yeah. I think I'd have to say either Piccolo or Gohan. Like, I'm gonna be straight honest. Like, I'm one of those few people who don't mind that Gohan went off to become a scholar and that he's not the fighter type.
Because I think his own personality, actually, on the contrary, I think his own personality away from his father's shadow was a very good direction.
I agree too. Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
I just think him like being handicapped was just kind of a bit of a struggle for me. Because we see like I get fighting is like fighting in martial arts is like a whole muscle memory thing.
Okay.
But like we've seen him lose that muscle memory and then regain it before, and it felt more repetitive than anything.
Well, here's the thing with that. Toriyama was brilliant, the man of the subject, was when Piccolo, again, okay, I'm going to capture all three of these in just this one sentence. Piccolo's like the father type, like one of you guys just said, right? And he knows Gohan better than Goku knows his own son, which was kind of messed up in the Cell saga because Goku had an excellent trump card to take on Cell, which was Gohan. But there was one miscalculation in Goku's theory. Piccolo said this. He was like, dude, you're okay. Gohan does have a power. I get it, Goku, but he's not bloodthirsty. He doesn't crave combat like you guys do. You're making a mistake. Of course, we knew that was a lie after Gohan realized he was pushed.
Yeah.
But the point of the story is that confirms my point even further that Gohan, this is not his path. He's doing this because he has to, not because he enjoys it. There's a difference.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, I don't think I've ever met the guy who was just talking. Nice. This guy's really well spoken. Who is this guy? How do we get him in?
CJ. This is a friend of the panel from back.
The guy that was just talking. All you other motherfuckers are like, and this guy's like eloquent as fuck, like he's giving a
Hey, Red. That's
my apologies, guys. I just have practice doing this shit. That's all.
No, I'm giving you a compliment.
Now I'm gonna do it more often.
That's brutal.
Anyway, I just wanted to compliment, because eloquent as fuck. I like it.
Oh, that's CJ from CJ Productions. Thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, Red. It's funny that you mentioned Bleach because they've just posted on Twitter like Kubo's message for
I saw that yesterday.
Toriyama, and one of the things that I think makes Toriyama like very influential is the fact that wasn't he the one that encouraged Kubo to be like, no, your series
so
is
with
good.
Bleach, there was like a moment where I don't know if it was his series before Bleach or Bleach itself, but there was something that Kubo wrote where like he got like rejected, and then Toriyama like wrote him a personal letter being like, hey yo, I actually think your shit kind of fire, it's got potential, you should try again. And then that was the reason we actually got Bleach. So
yeah, so without Toriyama, I don't
we wouldn't have gotten it.
And we wouldn't
have make the argument that we wouldn't have gotten any of the big three. Naruto,
that's pretty true. I never considered that.
Yeah. And we probably wouldn't have gotten like many of the other series that are coming out even after that, because a lot of the manga that people say now that are inspired by the big three, like we would have got them without Toriyama.
Even beyond like direct inspirations too, like there's like concepts that like I'm pretty sure he pioneered, like things you think about when you think about shonen anime, like tournament arcs, power-ups, training arcs, like transformations. I mean, it's like all him. He popularized all of it,
In fact, I will co-sign with you on that. Let's talk about how it influenced Western culture. There's this clip going around that Powerpuff Girls, when Blossom tilted her head, just like Trunks did on the. Do I need to finish that?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, like Craig, that's not even
Dragon Ball Z references. Talked about
the entire show.
Reference.
One more time, sorry, you guys stepped on each other. What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you're totally right. That's not even just like a theory. Like Craig McCracken has come out and said how much anime they referenced when making Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
I think like in terms of anime, like the only other thing that comes close, and it's just one scene in particular, is the Akira bike slide, right? Like other than that, like a lot of the references you see today in Western culture are just based around Dragon Ball Z, because it is such an inspirational series in terms of like what it did for the industry. Now I think the opposite, like we were talking beforehand, would be like Spider-Man is our version of that, to the point where like we even had a Toku series of Spider-Man. Like,
it's goated. I recommend everybody watch it.
Honestly, like I definitely think everybody should see that one. But like that was our contribution to the world was Spider-Man, and then we kind of pilfered bits and pieces of Dragon Ball for the longest time.
Now in that same vein, I think it's so interesting how much manga has been fucking destroying Western comics, like on the grand stage. It's fucking crazy, and like to me, it's so obvious why. Because like you try to read a comic, and it's like, well, which one do I start with? And is it like,
do I start with the New 52?
Yeah,
Rebirth. Do I start with the Golden?
Yeah, and
you want to hear something ironic? I'm a DC head first, and I literally secondary. And if I had to put a degree on it, I tell Bex this all the time. I have a master's in fucking DCology. I have a bachelor's in animeology, and I have an associate's in Marvelology. And with that being said, that is absolutely accurate. I never had to pick up a manga once and figure out where the fuck I stand or which universe.
Literally.
So here's the thing. Like, I've come to CJ for a lot of like references when we've talked about comics and shit, and
that's my specialty. Yeah,
right, because that's his like specialty and everything. But like, the only other person I've had to go to reference things, and this is because I know he knows it more than anybody else, was Thurman going in like, okay, I'm not crazy. There was another turtle at some point, and he pointed out exactly where it was in the fucking TMNT comics.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy. Like, we, as much as we kind of piece together as like people can see like the content we put together here, there is a level of research to some things that we do.
Yeah. Shoot. But like, speaking of comic, I'm sorry about that, Vex. Speaking of comics, you do know that Toriyama was a huge Superman fan, right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That's why, like, I find the whole discourse over the death battle so funny.
Well, but normal people that aren't insane can just enjoy discussing who would win without making it like blood sports. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy death battles, but there are people out there that like make it their whole personality. Like if Goku loses, they're gonna fucking kill themselves and shoot up their school or some shit.
Yeah.
Heavy fact.
It's subjective.
Or if Saitama loses, they're gonna say this is bullshit and not listen to the feats and call the feats like this is bullshit of Popeye, but the feats of Saitama, yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, you know what? He knows exactly what he's talking about. Death Battle it's basically like politics and stateside. It's
ridiculous, bro.
Made it the country divided.
Like I watch that shit, even if it's like a character I love and they lose, I'm like, you know what? That was cool though.
I'm a victim of that too, Vex.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
I'm a victim of no, Vex is right. I'm a victim of that shit too, dude. I'm like, are you fucking serious? How does Vegeta lose to blah blah blah?
Don't let it bother you, man. Like it's not like I feel like people like would watch that and they think that like their answer becomes like universal law now. It's like, nah, bro, they're just like making a guess. Just like it's the same. Actually, dead ass. I want to say this too. It reminds me of how people be hating on like MatPat, game theory. They're like, oh, my theory was wrong. It's like it's a fucking theory. That's the point. It doesn't have to be right.
Yeah, I hate a theory.
There was literally a YouTube video for Guts versus Dimitri where somebody reported the video for the T word because Guts lost to Dimitri. Tyler knows what I'm talking about.
What?
Yeah. They literally like nuked a video off of YouTube because they didn't like a theory.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guts.
I'm guessing people like mass reported it or something.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
It was mass reported, apparently. It's crazy to think about. Like we see that a lot more in the debating community too.
I guess it does just become their tribalism, right? Like some people do politics,
pure tribalism.
Yeah.
Like there was I don't know. I think Ann Arbor and I are the only ones that are Kingdom Hearts fans on this call. There was a video that was theorizing what worlds would be in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Bro,
and because people don't want Star Wars in there.
Why? It'd be kind of sick. Bro,
makes the most sense. They own the property.
I want my lightsaber keyblade so bad.
But like that got mass reported off of YouTube for hate crimes.
Unfucking believable. Unbelievable.
And you know the secondary problem there is that YouTube doesn't have a fucking human check that shit. It's probably
exactly
AI.
Yeah.
Vex, wait, hold on, guys. Sorry, Vex. How many times have I been kicked off of Facebook just for having an opinion that was sensible? I'll wait.
God.
But
I think you had like 4 backup accounts at one point.
You damn Skippy. I will not be silenced. Anyway, go ahead.
Hear the opinions before I determine if they're sensible or not.
There was one point where I remember it was just arguing over fucking fandom. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what got you
just
banned?
being fucking butthurt then.
Yeah. But also as well to put it back on the topic, rather than going off on the tangents again.
Bring us back.
One of the other things that Akira Toriyama has like inspired is like directors in film now, because if you look at say like Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan. Like he has come out and said that Dragon Ball was one of the series that influenced his direction of Creed 3.
And for an older example,
well said.
For an older example, The Matrix, the Wachowski brothers, now sisters, I believe, are like huge anime fans, and you can see it in their combat scenes. And one of the reasons I love The Matrix so much is it's so anime coded in like the way they do combat.
Oh,
yeah,
also true.
Even though Doctor Who did the concepts of the Matrix first.
Wouldn't surprise me. I saw it in like a classic.
Really?
Yeah,
you're gonna pull The Simpsons did it?
I had to.
He's gotta fucking.
I gotta bring it up. I gotta bring it up because
I guess you could say who did it first, huh?
Because every time somebody says like, "Oh, The Matrix was like brand new fiction," I'm like, "It's not. Doctor Who did it first."
Well, we're getting to the point where nothing is brand new. It's just a matter of how you do it and what spin you take.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, it's kind of been like that for a long time.
Yeah, after Odysseus,
people would pull old stories from stone tablets and shit, and then remix it.
Well, because people will break it down so far and be like, well, if you think about it, you can only tell 3 different kinds of stories. It's like, if you think about it too hard, everything's a rip off of everything. So just like, it's all about like the style and the art and like how you fucking spin it in your own unique way.
I wouldn't even say a rip off.
But also as well. Sorry to cut you off then.
Like a Phoenix or some shit.
But I think like what Toriyama was also a pioneer of was the fact of like, okay, the story starting off in one direction, but then going off in like a completely different one. Because you see that a lot in series today. Like a perfect example for me, like as a fan of it, would be Mission Yozakura Family, where it starts off so slice of lifey before it starts getting into like being like, this is going to be like more slice of lifey battle themed, and it's kind of the same thing with Dragon Ball, isn't it?
A little bit. Let me add CJ back.
Well, Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z definitely had like a massive tone shift for sure.
Yeah.
I think what I would say is he's really good at going with the flow, because I mean, you can look at stories where, you know, he originally was going to end with Frieza, and then they were like, the editors were like, please keep going. You're a money printing machine, and they're like, okay. And then he fucking introduces the androids, and they're like, they're kind of looking like twink ass bitches. Give us a new villain, and then it's like, okay, Cell.
Twink ass villain.
No. It was like the twins, and then it was like, well, here. It's like, what is up with this old man?
First it was. I even forgot about that motherfucker. You're right.
Yeah, let's tie it all the way back to Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Yeah, they kept it. It's funny though, because like the editor from like the story you hear about the Cell Saga, the editor just kept being like, "Fuck this villain, fuck this villain." And that's why it was like different. And the fact that he was writing that shit week by week and it still like flows as well as it did is like a testament to how genius he is as a storyteller.
Right.
Yeah, and look, and people talk about. I'm a sidecar you on that. And people talk about like, well, you forgot to draw the tail on the kids when they were got introduced, and later in Dragon Ball Z when Gohan was the main protagonist. Like, dude, let's see you try to build an entire universe.
It's hard, man. Yeah.
Right, and forget the minor details. I'm sorry. And then when the audience almost ripped his head off when Vegeta was born, that's how deep my boy is. They're like, dude, you got to wish this dude back. We like him. You know, there are certain characters that you come up with you can't just off permanently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead with Dragon Ball. My bad.
Yeah, I'm going to say this right quick. How dare you diss my boy, the chubby swordsman himself, the GOAT, who saved Goku's life twice.
Yajirobe?
Yeah, he had his fucking moment. He had his moment in the same.
I just don't.
He also saved him from King Piccolo.
Well, it's because Vex is fat phobic.
Excuse you, I used to be fat.
It's true. They used to be fat. That's true.
So like,
what happened to Launch? If we're gonna go that route, I always had a thing for dangerously mentally unstable women. That's just me though.
You know what's funny? Toriyama admitted over and over again that he would like draw characters and then forget them. Like, there's an interview with Toriyama and Oda where Oda is like bringing up like some hot woman in like one of the original like Budokai tournaments in Dragon Ball, and he's like, "Did I draw that character?" And Oda's like, "Yeah."
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I remember reading like an article that says characters that Toriyama has forgotten in Dragon Ball, and one of them was, I think, a character called Lust or Lunch or something
Lunch
like
is
that.
one of them. The one that I'm talking about is she has like an afro, and Oda really liked the way that Toriyama drew her armpits, and that's a real interview. You can find it.
Oda has an armpit fetish confirmed.
He has a lot of fetishes. Let's not get into that.
I mean, what artist in Tokyo doesn't though? Like, that's another conversation.
No, but he's more blatant with
all artists.
Absolutely.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Never.
Artists are inherently degenerate. That's the beauty of artists.
Well, when you are the artist of a manga and you marry someone that has literally cosplayed as one of your characters,
that's the most base thing he's ever done, bro.
Yeah,
It's like I have my waifu in real life. Fuck you.
He has his real life Nami. He has his real life Nami.
You like
right.
I created you, and here you are, and now you're real.
It's like that one movie. What is it called? With the guy like draw the blonde lady, like animated lady, and she came into the real world.
I don't remember. It sounds familiar though.
It does sound familiar. You see,
you know what's funny?
Only achieved that with real dolls. So I mean, Oda's got.
What's funny?
Oh, my bad. You know what's funny? That somebody in my random group, Diana, she's like, I don't like Dragon Ball because I don't like the art style, which is true. You know, I'm like, whatever. It's not for everybody. She loves Sailor Moon out. You know, whatever. That she likes that '90s original art style. You know, she don't like the changes in GT. Wow, GT in Super. The price in tea in China is. That's okay, and she doesn't give it any respect. I'm like, Diana, you do realize you can't go maybe 10 miles without seeing some kind of Dragon Ball merchandise, whether it's at a gas station or a Hot Topic.
Literally,
you know, it's like, well,
gas station.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. Like at least a knockoff. You know,
like there's those energy drinks now that they.
There you go.
Like those are just sold right at fucking Speedway. So
what am I talking? Wait. What am I talking about? I'll support your point, sir. Remember that video they did with Frieza doing the Michael Jackson breakdown and stuff?
Oh,
they had yes,
I want to see that.
You haven't seen that? The commercial was amazing. I
never saw that.
Bro, it's Goku. Okay, the first one that came out was Goku and everybody. Vegeta just standing there being a hater, and then he gets into the last clip dancing like I don't know, warriors come out to play, right? And then they had another one to counter at it. It was a red can. Then there was a purple can with Frieza and his minions doing the Michael Jackson.
Gotta see that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's been around for like a decade though. Yeah.
It was like literally early YouTube poop era.
How far back was that, Bex? Like 2000, 2008-ish?
Yeah, like 2008.
Was it before Michael Jackson died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like right before.
Because he died in 2008, I think, or 9.
You know what? It could have been. You could have been a homage thing. I figure out why they did that. That's very true. I never put that two together, actually.
No, like I didn't either. Holy shit.
And you know, Japan, they love Michael in Japan. They love Michael in Japan.
Yeah, he's got that energy.
Well, that doesn't surprise me considering the villain in Demon Slayer is basically just Michael Jackson.
Bro, you cannot sit here and tell me that Moonwalker motherfucker.
I remember when I first saw him, I was like, "Wow, is that Django?"
Right?
Yeah, Django from One Piece.
Yeah, it's Django.
and then the grandfather of all anime, you know, like everybody is basically the new artist. There's more pressure now on the continuing artist for the franchise. You know, there was a meme up. I have to find it for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm usually Vex knows I'm usually more of a visual person, and it had remember in All Might in the first season of My Hero Academia. Now it's your turn. And there was a double meaning it. He was talking about Dodoria.
Yeah.
And so Toriyama was like, now it's your turn. I did my part. And it was really deep.
I honestly don't envy the artist for Super at this point.
No. And now the pressure's all on him.
Like since the beginning though, it's not like he's switching over now or anything, right?
No, but like the pressure's like added now.
Absolutely agreed.
Yeah, it would be.
You just want to live up to like the expectations of everything that came before him.
Now, you guys would know more than I would. Now, what's the story with his son? I mean, is he even interested? Does he have a say-so? Like,
he's
I don't
not
know.
interested.
I didn't even know he had a son. I'm not that deep into
I just did some quick research before this meeting.
He has 2 sons and 1 daughter, and they are all not interested in continuing his own.
Of course not.
Like, the only input that I could find that his son had was he was involved to some capacity with superheroes.
You gotta be kidding me. So we have here we go. Bill Finger, 3rd generation of the person who created Batman. I'm a huge Batman fan, by the way. And I was very disturbed when I found out that Bob Kane stole the idea. Even though he had no artist talent, it's relevant. He had no artist talent whatsoever. He believed what was right by his dad's legacy. And the price in China is that, okay, that's it. Your old man croaks. I'm talking about Toriyama clan. So literally, like, I mean, you guys got to pick up some kind of mantle here. Like, this is bigger than yourselves here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who actually inherits like the estate for it, basically, and what they do with it. If they're going to like give it to like Shueisha to give like artists rights to or license it out. Or if they'll pick up the pen to a capacity of like, these are stories that my dad wrote that were just manuscripts kind of thing, or if they just let it die, let the new generation kind of take over.
Yeah, well, it would be up to his children then, if about his estate.
Unless Toriyama,
legally, yeah, obvious, yeah.
Unless Toriyama like had some sort of living will to pass it on, kind of like Miura's work was passed on to Studio Gaga, kind of thing. But we see now, like with Takahashi, like Studio Dice, I guess, handles it to some capacity. Ann Arbor, Zangetsu, you might know a little bit more than me on that.
Okay, I was just curious, yeah.
But there's some series that kind of just die with the author kind of thing. Look to High School of the Dead, for example. Like there was
Dragon Ball is way too popular. They'll milk it for eternity.
Well, I mean, they'll milk it to the extent that they can technically milk it.
Well, as far as I understand, usually, because this is how these big companies kind of work. They're scummy like this. It's not, I assume he doesn't own the property of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. It's probably like Shueisha that does, right?
No, it's true. He pulled a George Lucas, basically.
Oh, really?
Yep.
In Japan, it's
so he actually owns it fully.
In Japan, it's co-ownership, so he owns a part of the IP of Dragon Ball, but not everything.
Maybe I assume they have like the merch rights or something.
Correct.
Yeah, they can whore out merch forever, but they can't like force new stories.
They can't like make a new thing without his estate's say.
That's the knowledge that I have on it. That's why like it would fall to like the estate or anything like that. But the issue now would fall like anything post Super and Daima, right?
Yeah.
Because
you're right. Yeah.
We have Dragon Ball Daima that's already in production, and then we have Super, which is publishing manga wise. So,
I'm trying really, really hard not to give Daima a shot. I mean, Jesus Christ! If I want to see Goku get turned into a kid again, I watch GT. There, mic drop.
I'm kind of curious because I want to see what angle they're going to do it differently.
What is the like plot? What's the angle there? Is it like an alternate universe?
Dragon Ball Baby. It's like Muppet Babies.
Yeah, but like
Muppet Baby.
No, it's kind of like that. Everybody's been turned back into a kid.
So is it
everybody?
Place? Is this like post Super or is this like an alternate universe?
Well, this has to be before the end of Z.
Oh my God! So they're just like
wait, what? I thought it was post Super at least. That was a good question. I thought it was at least post Super.
Super's in the middle, like it's before the end of Z. So Dino's kind of like that.
Nothing about that entire.
So I'm guessing it's like its own universe equivalent.
Me knowing at this point that whole universe, I assumed that it was like an alternate universe, not canon thing.
I assume they're pulling like a GT, in which is like it's going to be its own thing, but it's going to. But GT was like afterward. It was after Z. This one, like,
dude, you know your facts right there because you gotta remember. Okay, Z had a 7-year gap, right? Let's collect our notes. Z had a 7-year gap before Super. Am I wrong or I don't know? I'm the average guy here.
It did have it had a year gap before.
Yes.
Before Super?
No, I'm talking about like after Boo was defeated and all that.
Okay.
And I think it was like a year, like they wished, on the dragon so everybody could like forget about.
Oh no, I'm talking about between after the Boo saga going to Super. I know there was at least 7 years, right?
I think you're right. Because that's when Goku goes off to train Oob, right?
Correct.
No.
That was the end of Z.
The ending of Z plays after Super. The last episode.
That's right. I'm asking the question wrong. Okay, so Super was a 7-year. Okay, where I'm going with this is that this is where I do comics, but where I'm going with this is that you only have 7 years to place this saga. Is where my point is. Where are you going to find a room with that without messing with the continuity?
Yeah, I think that's what people have. I've seen people tweeting about that. It's like you're telling me all this shit happened in between. They're gonna keep fucking jamming shit into that fucking.
But did you see like most of the like BS that's been going on like Gohan's like childhood? And I'm
God.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All this shit happened around this point.
It's fucking insane.
It's like you have a 5-year-old getting trained by an 8-year-old how to box.
Right.
Grown ass men.
Like there are more timeline splits in fucking Dragon Ball than there are the Halloween franchise, and that's crazy to think about.
That is true.
Facts.
I am genuinely shocked if they actually tie it into like main canon, because there's no way they can keep cramming shit in.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly my argument. Like, okay, maybe Super. I can see that because that was a gap somewhere down the road. And then you're right. Z, you guys are right. Now I'm calming down to think about it. Z is supposedly the end of all ends. And then Super was happening between, obviously when there was a time of peace and Gohan got soft and everything. What?
And then this might be like, we're going to transport you to another world kind of thing. We isekai our heroes.
It's probably just going to be non-canon, alternate universe, some bullshit.
What he said.
That's what
because like
that's the best is better.
We have that other like web series, was it Superheroes or whatever?
That's cool. Yeah, that's non-canon. Very good example. Yeah, I've yet to watch that.
I've seen clips of it online. It's just like, I'm like, it's not canon. I don't really need to watch it, but it would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
canon's the last thing I care about with Dragon Ball. I'll be honest, the plot is not like the strong point of Dragon Ball.
For sure. Like,
of course.
But like, it is kind of fun to like theorize where this would take.
That's fair. Yeah, I as a Zelda fan, I love stupid timeline theorizing.
Like that's a good point. Like you have like the Zelda side of this. I have to now deal with the 5th timeline for fucking Halloween with the TV show, and I'm already racking my brain around like what could possibly happen in that hasn't already happened in the other 4 universes.
Yeah, and I'm a Xenoblade fan, so I have to deal with like different dimensions and like different universes that play by different rules that were once the same, and now they're trying to collide back again.
And I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, so I have to now deal with.
You have 2 timelines, Luke. You have 2 timelines.
Yeah, the split timeline, and then the split timeline within the split timeline.
Can I quickly interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please.
As a Kingdom Hearts fan, this all sounds so fucking.
Don't even fucking bring up
what is in the box, Ann Arbor?
Somebody bring in Loki. Let's straighten this shit out.
Honestly,
he's the king of whatever is existing right now. Looking.
Yeah, how many times Loki got to get bitch slapped for the timeline to get correct?
Jesus Christ.
Well, now he's a tree. He's literally the tree. Okay.
Right.
Wait, he's Groot?
He is the
No. You have to watch the finale of Loki season 2. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
No, it sounds like Vex just fucking did.
I kind of did.
Oh, whoops.
No, that's whoops on Vex. I watched that.
Yeah.
I got so fucking burnt out of the MCU, I hadn't watched it yet. So
no, it was actually that season 2 of that. Honestly, my friend, I agree with you. Just for the record, it actually kind of saved it. It was brilliant.
But will it save it though? Like, are the movies going to be good all of a sudden now?
Damn! I love this guy. This guy. Bex, you got to give me his info later. I love this guy.
Absolutely. That's why I was thinking the same thing. That's why
my boy was like, "Did it though? Did it though?"
I have like this much faith in Marvel right now.
Okay, it's you know when you have a dive bomb plane like it's crash and burning. Loki was like, "Give me the controls. Pull up." That's all it's at right now.
Yeah, no, I heard it was really good. I gotta watch it, but now I know this motherfucker becomes a tree, I guess. So thanks for that, Vex.
There you go. You got his info.
He's sucking up the nutrients
and
shit.
Like, there is something to be said about like the crash of Marvel that needs to be its own fucking.
I mean, I'm sure people have discussed it to death, but yeah, I mean, I can tell you the answer in like one sentence. Fucking quantity over quality. You know.
Toriyama said in an article, you have to just Google it. Anybody call me out on it. I know I saw it. He said that somebody came to him in Anime Magazine. How do you feel about the decline of the MCU? And he was like, honestly, if my rival Stan Lee was still breathing, we wouldn't have this discussion. I was like, yikes.
So Stan Lee rolling in his grave type shit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's indirectly what he's saying. I'm like, yikes.
I don't know how much of that is true near the end of Stanley's life because he seemed very interested in being in every part of it, right?
No, I think it was mostly just. I don't think he had a lot of executive control on the MCU.
No.
I think he was just enjoying his cameos.
Right.
He was enjoying playing basically the Watcher of his own universe, right?
Yeah, that's fun.
Exactly. Basically, he was like Larry. I just interviewed this guy, Larry Houston, for the X-Men. He's basically a consultant at this point. Like, hey, how do you feel if we do this, this, and this? Okay, that's fine and all, but I wouldn't have said it. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of deal with him at most.
Right. It comes down to like Feige in that regard. I wonder, like, if we'll end up in that kind of point with like Dragon Ball, for example.
It depends, like who. It's like we were talking about earlier, like who has the rights to say yes or no to new projects now. Like I really don't know.
And that's why I was asking who's taking over the mantle because that's important.
Idea, man.
Yeah. Because we can speculate till we're blue in the face, but it comes down to where we actually want to line up these stories, right? Because look to projects like Dragon Ball Kakarot, which is like a retelling of the anime, all the way up to now the Oob fight, right? Where we're starting to train Oob. So it was basically a retelling of everything up to that point in the timeline. Are we going to continue to rehash the same story in merchandising, or are we going to try to add to it? Are we going to, with Tenkaichi 4 sparking whatever the fuck we renamed it?
I'm excited for that, though. I'm excited for that.
With stuff like that, obviously, with the games and projects like that, we'll retell bits and pieces of it. But there's only so much retelling we can do before we end up into the decline of stuff like we did with Naruto games, right? Still need to be some form of new canon or new story to tell.
I mean, the best option, objectively, the best option would be to just let it die eventually, right? Nothing should continue into perpetuity, but it will, unfortunately.
Yep.
Once again, telling my age. Transformers, huge fan of it before I even came into anime. Technically, it was an anime, but whatever, tomato. Buzz Dixon, the creator, said, and I quote, "The worst thing we did was aimlessly made characters without any plot and kept the continuity alive."
Yeah.
What I mean by that is the last season of Transformers was completely trash. G1. Yep. For you G1 heads out there listening. To the point to where, like, okay, well, why did they do this? The art style was messed up. They stopped going to Sunbow. The quality went down, kind of like X-Men 97, excuse me. But short version is where I'm going with that is like you have to let a friend. He said honestly that there was an interview. I forgot who interviewed him. They were like, what do you think you could have done better with the franchise? I would have honestly left it at season 3.
Yeah.
With the return of Optimus Prime, gave the contract over, the Sunbow, and let the franchise be without Marvel overseas permanent. As you guys know now, Energon and all that stuff. He was like, why do you say that? Because there's a such thing as oversaturating something that's good before you kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was it.
I mean, I'm a big Gravity Falls fan, and I think that's one of the best examples. That like Alex Hirsch, the creator of that show, he had such control because
good example.
Yeah, Disney. I mean, I don't know if you've heard him talk about this. Disney begged him to do more seasons, and he put his foot down. And luckily, they respected his wishes because it's Disney. They very well could have said, "No, fuck you, we're going to go on without you," but they did respect.
Like they did with Owl House, for example.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So he stopped it, and he talked about in the behind the scenes on the DVDs. He talked about how their rule was they only make a new episode if character development can happen, if characters can change, or every episode has to be meaningful. And once they couldn't do that anymore, they stopped. And I thought that was so just intelligent.
Yep. I think that interview you were talking about, CJ, was from an old Wizards magazine.
Thank you. That's right. They don't even have Wizards anymore. Thank you so much.
The funny thing is, Wizards magazine really had the ability to dive into a corner of nerd culture that we don't see anymore.
Well, they're non-biased. They're not. It's just literally they just don't care. They don't go whether it's anime or manga or comics. They just dive into the story without having to answer any. But go ahead, answer to anybody. I agree.
There was an issue that my uncle had when we used to go to Comic-Cons way back in the day. He had one where they were interviewing the team that was making 4th edition of D&D. And they were talking about the panic that was around it back in the day and what caused them to stop, doing stuff for a while. And it was basically as long as there can be fear put into the world, we will have this division in nerd culture, right? And yeah. I never really thought about it until I read that. I'm like, now even to this day, we still see that fear circulating around various points of media of this is turning kids satanic back in the day. And then there's a famous clipping from when Dragon Ball first started airing here in the States. And it was saying that this is turning our children violent. It's been circulating Twitter, and I had never seen that clipping before, but it was right when the Frieza saga was airing here. And I'm like, this has been forever. It went from D&D back in the day to Magic the Gathering, turning our kids, satanic, to now fucking Dragon Ball is making our children violent.
Yeah. I mean, that's just stupid people, though. Stupid people are eternal.
Yeah, they always say an ex-popular thing. Back in the day, they used to say country music would turn your kids to the devil.
Yeah, and then it was metal.
Also,
you know what?
Also, essential to good art is that kind of reaction. The best kind of art, it invokes emotion. You know what I mean? Nothing. Safe art is boring. You don't want art that doesn't make people react.
And now instead of that, we have the complete opposite with the MCU stuff that goes on, where everybody is everything is way too woke, and I'm Marvel has always been woke.
Yeah, and it's like when we were watching Power Rangers, and you were like, "Oh, it's woke because it has a lesbian couple." I'm like, "Did you watch the first season of Power Rangers?"
I think it's no coincidence that conservatives can't make art. Their art sucks consistently. Have you ever watched a conservative stand-up special? It's mind-numbingly not interesting.
Yeah,
mind-numbing.
Every time I see this, it just makes me think of that South Park Christmas episode where they try to make it as woke as as safe as possible, and it's this is crap. Hey, you're the ones who made it this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the complete opposite of that was the Christmas Critters episode.
Yes! Oh God.
So, like, within the span of 3 seasons, we had like the most politically correct version of Christmas to the most politically incorrect.
Yes.
I think there's always going to be like parents like that want to fully control their children's lives. You know what I mean? They want to completely dictate how their children think, feel, what they believe. So like whenever there's something that gets like really popular, be it Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, D&D, that is what's causing them to panic. And then they'll make up excuses as to why they're panicking. But really it's because they want full control over their children.
I remember there were friends that I had in school who weren't allowed to watch Power Rangers because it was too violent. And I'm like,
Power Rangers is not.
Have your parents actually sat down and watched an episode of Power Rangers? It's objectively not violent.
Like my mom would like sit down with me and watch it.
I mean, my parents weren't like the most strict of parents, but they were like, what are you watching? Like, and they basically watched it and be like, okay, this is safe for you. Like with Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, because it was like most of the stuff that I was watching and growing up with, my brothers were into as well.
Right. I remember in middle school, I wanted to play GTA San Andreas or Vice City. I don't remember which one. And my mom and my cousin had it, and my mom was like, all right, you can let him play it, but don't let him like kill anybody. And I was like, that's the whole game.
Right.
So my cousin was cool. So, you know, he was like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm going to go to the other room. You do whatever you want.
Right. No, like, I went through 3 copies of San Andreas because I would always find a way to get it because my mom heard about, like, coffee.
I think
that's so dumb.
Yeah. I was
just like, you can keep breaking the disc. I'm just going to keep getting this $40 to buy the damn game.
Yeah.
So we can do this all the time.
I was just gonna say, I think the parents who are like want to dictate everything about what their kids are watching are the ones who basically don't sit their kids down and say, "This is not real. Do not do what is in this show."
Well, like, look, go back to WWE. Like, there was disclaimers during the Attitude Era. Like, please do not reenact any of these. Yeah.
That reminds me, I watched it with my grandma. Those were some of the best times ever. It's like we're both screaming, "Yeah, suplex him!"
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I remember watching this one YouTuber who I don't know if he was like making this up or he was being serious, but when he found out as an adult that wrestling was real, he was like a little bit shocked. It wasn't real. He was shocked by it. I can't find the video because probably the channel's probably being late, but I remember that.
I remember that. I had to break this down to my grandma. I was like, if everything in wrestling was real, a lot of people would die horribly.
What do you mean they're not lighting tables on fire and fucking them through it?
I mean, they are lighting it on fire.
I know, you know
it's
what
just
I mean.
Fire.
Yeah. Like, then you have idiots like Superhuman.
The first thing I think of is when Edge fought Mick Foley, and it was like a table on fire with thumbtacks on the table, and then he like speared him through it.
Yep.
Oh, the thumbtacks were real. It's just not the fire.
Yeah. But you see what you guys all did as a collective. That's why I stayed quiet so long, because it's you. No matter what you do, someone out there is going to complain about the what's it called? Inventing the circle,
right?
Or inventing the wheel. People are always going to have something to complain about. Like me in the 80s, like those messages they used to give you at the end of the shows, like on He-Man. Or G.I. Joe. Okay, let's go with something everybody knows. And now I know annoying is half the battle. Well, can we have a series where we don't have to do public announcements every end of it? Okay. Then we have Dragon Ball. Endless. Even Cartoon Network declared it the greatest action cartoon ever made, literally, and it is, in my opinion. And then they were like, okay, well, can we have something that watered down? Well, you just got through telling us we need something more potent. Now we have this, and now you want us to water it down. Society doesn't know what the fudge they want at the end of the day.
I agree completely, and that's why artists shouldn't try to curtail to what people, like the masses, say they want. They should just make their art. The best art gets popular not because it was like curated in a lab to be the most palatable thing, but because it like broke ground. He did something that no one's ever seen before.
I'm like the Fry Beam. Like, shut up and take my money. Just be happy it's here.
Yeah, well, and that's it's like you're allowed to not like something, but the second you want to make it so no one else can have it, you're kind of being an asshole, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just to kind of go back to what Reb was saying for just a moment here, there was 2 instances of like conservative media that kind of gripped the internet for a bit. One was when I think it was Ben Shapiro's company ended up making a comic label that almost immediately folded because there was
they
money
can't do
being
art.
given.
They are inhuman. They don't know how to do art.
No.
Agree.
There was embezzling involved, if I remember.
That's also that doesn't surprise me.
So
all
they
the money
didn't
that
embezzle
came,
properly.
all the money that came into the Kickstarter that was going to launch this line of comics just vanished overnight. I'm just laughing, at that. And then there was a moment when Gina Carano, who got shit canned from The Mandalorian, made a film, and it was like one of the lowest reviewed.
It's like there's a guy that there's a YouTuber that I watch that goes into this, and he was like, he talks about how like, and part of the reason I watch him is because my deep hatred for conservatives. So part of it is that, but he goes into like, built into conservatism is like a hatred for life. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Truly, I mean, they want you to suffer. They just love suffering of others. So like, how does someone like that make good art? Like art is built on like a love for the beauty and of the world and love and colors, and that just goes against everything that conservatism is.
Mm-hmm. If you're not strapping yourself up pulling yourself up by the bootstraps and working 80 hours a week, and you hate your life and you hate your wife and you hate your children, then you're not a true conservative.
That's a great point too. Why is it always like, it's like always old conservative men where like their top joke is like, my fucking wife. Like their top joke is hating the person that they're supposed to love more than anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You got it there. You got me there.
Like that's what drove me insane, like growing up in a small town. Like,
oh yeah, and your parents being together and fucking hating each other all the time, right?
Yeah, true. And you wonder why I don't intend to get married.
Yeah, well, your parents were just the worst possible picks for each other. That's not a marriage problem. That's a them problem.
It's a compatibility problem.
Yeah.
Which might explain a lot considering my upbringing.
Wow.
Well, like it's just a sad reality on that side of things, and that's why like you had all the fear mongering around Dragon Ball. That's why you had all the fear mongering around Toonami. Ironically, you would think that during that time they would be glazing things like fucking Gundam, which is all like oorah military stuff, but it also is like a very anti-military message at the end of the day too.
Well, there's worse things. Well, there's worse things out there. Like, I don't know, the guy who wrote Inuyasha had problems. Yeah. Where do I start?
And the guy who wrote Toriko
and Rurouni Kenshin and.
Yeah, I know. You do know it took everything I had to even do that review. I just had to stay away from the artist. I put a disclaimer on there in my reviews.
I just didn't want.
I didn't know the Inuyasha stuff. I didn't look into like the artist. What the heck was going on there?
The universal same thing that was going on with Rurouni Kenshin. Vex is right. It seems to be a trend. Yeah.
It was like it was stuff around like the Shishomaru storyline when it went to Yashihime, and that's all I know on that one.
No, it's true with Ren and whatnot. But anyway, yeah.
But
I'm kind of glad that Toriyama died without doing anything stupid.
Yeah, legacy untouched.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And to add on to that, Kazuki Takahashi, Yu-Gi-Oh's creator, legacy even more untouched because he died a hero.
That shit's crazy, bro.
That one.
What happened? That I don't know. What happened to him?
Oh, he fucking died. He drowned trying to save someone from drowning. As far as
he was diving and somebody was in danger of being sucked into a whirlpool, and he helped save them, but in the process he got sucked into the whirlpool.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow!
That's
How do you die like that, Kakarot?
TV show thing, bro.
Yeah.
Remember when Vegeta said that?
That guy, like, yeah, dude, my life was saved by the guy who fucking made Yu-Gi-Oh, and now he's dead, and I'm alive. It's like, oh my god.
My life is meaningless. I'm just a salary man. And he was a legendary artist.
Oh,
that was a crazy one for me when I heard how he died. I'm like, oh,
it's like a stand-up joke, real talk. Right. Like, how do you follow that? Like, how do you follow that?
That's crazy.
It's like I like think of that, and I'm like, yo, forget Meiku. You are the real fisherman.
Yeah, he died. He died the hero rather than living long enough to see himself become the villain.
Oh, nice.
Well, at least he's away from dark energy discs and the shadow.
Dark energy discs.
The shadow realm.
The shadow realm.
You know that wasn't
was localization. You don't even know what the fuck a shadow realm is.
It was so localized that they even made reference to it in the dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX when one of the characters goes, "There's no such thing."
Stupid.
And not only that, like, and when we go into 5Ds, the shadow realm is replaced by pinkish purple fog.
Yes, it's replaced by
somebody falling off a building.
That reminds me in Frame, somebody just like one of the characters just fucking even
though in Power Rangers they show people falling off buildings.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, we reference Death in Dragon Ball, who is, also at the time was being 4-kidsified into Kai, right? So what was the issue with fucking Yu-Gi-Oh?
Even in Yu-Gi-Oh, in the early episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh, they mention death. Like when Tristan's in the graveyard, he says, "I'm dead."
Right.
Yeah.
Like, is it just hell? But we show hell in Dragon Ball Z Kai too. So what was the localization issue?
The even funnier thing is, like, they were like with Power Rangers and like with Yu-Gi-Oh, they were done by like the same. It was done in like the same wheelhouse, and like at a certain.
So what's the point? What was the point?
It's kind of hilarious.
I swear to God, people pick weird hills to die on.
Right.
I mean, they're clearly making these fucking censorship decisions week by week. Like, obviously, there's a bunch of like.
I know 4 kids did.
Like, just a cigarette, right, for Sanji. And
they got rid of Robin's cleavage, bro.
They said
they got Dark Magician Girl's cleavage too.
Okay, the cigarette lollipop I can kind of understand to some extent, but the whole changing water guns to squirt guns, actually that would be more effective again in the One Piece world, considering devil fruit users are weak towards.
Yeah, that would actually work. Also, if you
had them stuck in a swimming pool, then I would agree.
If you start smoking because of a character on a TV show, you deserve the fucking cancer, all right?
Damn.
I know 2 people. No. I know 2 of my former students of my past occupation. When I introduced them to Cowboy Bebop, I felt partially responsible for it.
No way.
There was so many cigarettes in that freaking series.
I was like, wow, cowboys in these westerns are cool. They're smoking Marlboro. I'm gonna smoke that.
They're cool because they're doing cowboy shit, not because they're smoking.
Well, it's like what Rick Sanchez
the
irony
said. Of that was
what did Rick Sanchez say?
Don't be sheep. Think for yourselves. Basically.
Bro, I love when he turned it on them and he makes some joke that doesn't. He makes a reference to some shit he doesn't exist. He's like, "Oh yeah, you like that reference?"
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, don't be sheep.
The irony and the smoking because of a character thing is, as Red was saying that, I was hitting my vape.
Hold on, wait. Did you start because of some character you like?
No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I grew up around it, so I started smoking because I grew up around
it. That's what I was joking about.
When I was in middle school, and I am one of the baby beta-ist bitches in the world. I'm not out there fucking doing crimes and shooting up blocks because I fucking did it in a video game. If you are doing that, that means you were already fucking weak as fuck and predispositioned to doing that.
Yeah.
And then there's the me edition, the CJ edition. Come on. I mean, I had every reason, like, oh, I could be a trigger happy gun toting lunatic too. Oh wait, I'm black.
I mean, you could be. You just be on the highest difficulty.
South Park.
These are the jokes, folks. These are the jokes. But anyway.
The difference
we joke
between,
because it's painful.
The difference between like if CJ or I did the same crime is I would get like 3 years in county, he would get life in prison.
Right.
Once it's Vex, once it's more
Burger King
obvious that
edition.
you're trans, then you'll start getting shot by police.
Right.
But,
list of states I can't visit grows by the day.
but the crazy thing about it is that apparently, according to Dan Green, in an interview, a laser gun is okay in 4Kids world.
No,
so
I kind of get that because laser guns aren't real, right? It's like
why not just change all the guns to laser gun? I mean, it's not like you don't have lasers in One Piece.
That'd be
work for G.I. Joe.
Yeah, we're gonna turn into laser guns. So instead of being quick with the bullet, we're just gonna like slowly give you cancer.
Yeah, or we're going to rotoscope out the guns from one particular scene in Yu-Gi-Oh! Completely and just point our fingers at the camera.
Hey, don't diss the invisible guns. We need invisible guns.
You know what? That's a legit question coming up, actually. Are a lot of anime supported by cigarette companies? Because remember, stateside, they don't do that here, obviously, because of child protection laws.
Right.
But they're a little more loose in Japan, right?
Well, the thing is like, no, it's just like, this is cool.
Right.
It's like, this is part of the character. They did not give a shit.
Here's what
obviously, if they were sponsored by fucking McDonald's, they were gonna like. Oh wait, One Piece sponsored by McDonald's. Never mind.
I've always noticed that, like in
McDonald's doesn't care.
I've always noticed that in America, where they're a lot more likely to censor sexual stuff, whereas in Japan they don't give a fuck. And then vice versa, violence is more censored in Japan. Whereas we don't give a fuck about that over here. You know what I mean? Like, I remember...
That's a very good comparison, because you could literally go down there, and I'm going to do this eventually, by the way, and buy some panties that have a vending machine. A vending machine.
Are they used? The used ones?
No.
How are you going to find that vending machine? Like
Red Light District. I did my research. I will go to Japan eventually.
Well, that's based. That's based. A sexually free society is based. But I wasn't going to say.
Here I am in Germany. Violence and sex is not censored.
The perfect country. All you had to do was go through World War II.
And World War One. And World War One.
Who are you supporting on World War III here, Ann Arbor? Whose side are you on?
I'm thinking about sending my money to Switzerland while I'm at it. Shit, don't get me started.
Russia, I'm living in Germany. I'm moving to Switzerland.
Das Boot.
I bet the next war is
language, so who cares?
I bet the next war in Germany is going to have
here.
older...
He got the language down.
I'm sorry.
So guys, I'm getting the house. Everybody who wants to join me in Switzerland, just call me.
Yeah. So,
Wonderful.
Let me add you on WhatsApp for when I need to dash out of the country.
So Ann Arbor, is the next military uniform going to be made by Gucci?
And gets this.
I have to ask the real questions.
That's how they're going to get Gen Zers to join the military, because it's going to be fire as fuck.
Germany.
I'm talking about Germany because they got all the high fashion uniforms.
So I'm getting German armies way too much in depth to even get one outfit from Gucci. So no.
Dude, all jokes aside, I got my go bag ready to go. All I need is my passport in case shit hits the fan. I'm dead serious on that.
I already have everything ready.
Okay.
But no, like just on the sponsorship side, remember like Code Geass had like Pizza Hut shit in it too.
All over the place. If I saw a C2 eat one more goddamn pizza.
The cheese mascot that Cece liked, right?
Yep. And which also apparently is a real plush that I need to get.
Of course. I'm surprised you don't already have it.
Oh yeah, you want to loan me $1,000, Red?
Damn.
You're richer than me.
This makes me want me to get my story sponsored by Sheets. Hey Sheets, if you want to sponsor us,
I think it's time to get back to the main topic of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
My apologies.
All right.
Akira Toriyama's looking down, enjoying the shit out of this podcast.
He's enjoying it, but he's right. He's right though.
I got like 45 minutes before I got to head out to another podcast. So
damn. So wanted for a guy with under 200 followers on Twitter.
There's other reasons why I'm wanted, and I'm definitely wearing it right now.
Dude, I'll just say this: my audience is going to absolutely love this conversation on so many levels. But nonetheless, yeah.
I got it. Someone, all right. What's your channel? I'm subscribing right now.
Check your inbox. I already hooked you up.
Oh, you hooked me up?
Yep.
Well, I linked everything.
More than us.
Bro,
I do okay. I barely broke 10,000. That's all. Piss posh.
Well, because I mean, we were doing good. We were on the path. I don't know if Vex has hooked you up with our past. We were doing so good. We were uploading consistent. We were growing, and then just like shit fell apart, and we stopped uploading for too long, and we splintered everything, and now it's fucked.
Vex, you want to tell them or me? What happened to my original channel?
You go ahead. It's your story to tell, man.
All right. So I technically would have had 11,000 subscribers by now if I wasn't an amateur and fucked around and uploaded a certain video from a certain mouse talking about the Mandalorian review before I learned how to do copyright.
It like taken down?
Please, they have completely obliterated my shit. They were like, they literally sent me an email. Wait, okay, not to make it about me, but real quick. So my channel was like, oh great, I'm like 950 subscribers. This is back when did Mandalorian season 1 come out, people? 2022, 21?
No, Mandalorian season 1? Wasn't that like
season 1
pre-COVID or around COVID? Like
it was definitely pre-COVID.
If it's pre-COVID, that's like 19 then.
2019. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, 2019. So I was like, oh yeah, this series is fire. I'm a Trekkie, and I still fell in love with it. Okay, nonetheless, that should tell you something. So I was about to put my first review. I was an amateur, didn't even have a microphone yet, right? And this is me just being lazy. I usually have my camera set up for today, but so anyway, I used two clips. And Mandalorian episode 1, season 1. And it was equivalent of maybe 4 minutes, right? Mind you, I didn't know about dude, if you use your clip longer than 30 seconds, YouTube will fuck you up. Mm-hmm. YouTube gave me a warning, told the mouse, they're like, nah, bro, he doesn't get a warning, destroy his shit. But
that was when they were just starting their Disney Plus shit too, so they were probably like they were fucking aggro, dude.
Correct. In fact, yes. And now I think about it, I literally signed up for Disney Plus for the first year. When they had the first year for $69, everybody hopped on that bundle.
Yeah.
So
that was like $149 for a year of Disney Plus.
That shit, right? So I'm sorry, Bex. I know it's your platform. I'll calm it down. So the mouse got me, and they were like, "Listen, I know you're new to this, but sorry, an example must be made. You're lucky, and I quote that we're not coming after you for a copyright endorsement, for money wise, but we're going to take your channel instead." I'm like, dude, can I at least get a warning? This is your warning.
Wow.
End quote.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I had to rebuild my channel from scratch all over again.
Yep. That's Disney though, and Toei's the same way.
Yeah.
I
all remember Totally Not Mark.
God, that was crazy.
Wow, yeah.
What happened to who?
Totally Not Mark was dealing with Toei's.
Oh yeah, I love.
They they sent him they wanted to strike this channel,
and his shit is like really responsibly edited too. Like it's not like he's posting clips or anything. It was just like pictures every once in a while.
He got like a warning strike for every video he made about the Toei series. He was a pure Dragon Ball channel at that time. Like,
yeah, but at least he got a warning. I was literally on a date.
It was a warning strike on like every video he had made, so the piled up.
It was like over 100.
Yeah,
but at least he got a warning. I came back from my girlfriend's house. I'm like, check out my channel. What channel?
Yeah.
No,
I've certainly never been emailed by the company itself.
Oh no, bruh, I was scared shitless, dude. Like Disney literally gave me a written ultimatum. I still have it just in case they come after me. Like, dude, I complied. Oh wait, you took the answer
crazy. You weren't even like 11,000 subscribers. Why are they taking the time to do that? That ain't shit. I mean, that's good, but like for Disney to deal with,
Disney is like that though. Like there are few companies that legitimately scare me when it comes to copyright, and Disney is really, really high on that list.
Yeah,
Disney, the terrorist organization bound and determined to rule the world.
Yeah, for real.
I was thinking on top of the Spider-Man coffin, or was it a tombstone? I can't remember. Either way, it's like a grieving father.
Oh, I did hear
wanted to do something for his son, and Disney was like, "No, fuck you."
Yep.
No, it's not funny. I'm sure that guy was like that. Like, wow, this is crazy to me, man. But anyway,
it's
I mean,
infringing on
the
their
universe is
copyright.
correcting itself. All their movies have been shit for the past 3 years, so hopefully they're losing a bunch of money.
Like nobody talked about Wish, which was supposed to be their 100-year celebration. Like
I heard nothing but awful about.
They
about that.
turned it into
negativity.
like I went and saw it. And
Why?
Because I was curious, and that was the one movie that was in theaters.
You know what? I'll give you this. You usually have that that membership, right? The movie membership where you get like
I paid $0.
Yeah, I guess fair enough.
He said $0.
I paid $0 to see Dune 2 as well.
I pirated Wonka because I was just curious.
Gentlemen, I have 2 terabytes full of anime. That is all.
Oh yeah! Now that we know that they can just fucking yoink shit off of streaming sites whenever they want, pirate to your heart's content.
Yep, I have a Nazbay like 3 feet back there full of shit that I totally legally acquired.
The only thing you need to know about the morality of pirating is the fact that artists are almost always on the side of pirating. Mm-hmm. Like, do you remember when do you guys know Infinity Train?
Yep,
I do.
Show is fire. That got taken off of HBO Max, and the literal creator of the show was like, "Well, since it's the only way you can even fucking see it, yes, pirate it."
Yeah. Well, Owen Rogers, creator of Final Space, was never even sent a copy of the final season. God. He didn't have it until somebody sent him a fucking Google Drive link of it when
they like ripped it.
Yeah, they knocked it off of HBO Max and wrote it off. And the only reason he has a copy of it is because somebody sent him a pirated copy of his own fucking show.
That's terrible, dude. That's terrible. All jokes aside.
That really should be put in contract. Like, if you make something, you get a copy of it.
No, if they want to write it off, it should be put into the public domain.
Yeah. If they want to do it as a tax write-off, it needs. I agree completely.
Like that should be written into every contract at this point. Like,
see, this is why I support artists in general. That's another topic. Vex and I got through talking about that on one of his other podcasts, like anime's art style. What happened to modern day anime versus flashback anime, which is very important to me.
We need to do a whole fucking anti-AI art stream because that shit is my new fucking doomer topic.
Bro, call me in on that.
I'm so fucking. That makes me so fucking scared.
It's true, dude. Even Ghost in the Shell became a victim of it. People are like asking me, and I'm sorry, off topic though. People are asking me, hey, CJ, you're a huge Ghost in the Shell, watcher. How come you don't like 2045? Like, dude, are you serious? You showed me an artist that actually used a pen and paper on that, and I'll watch it.
There's something to be said about like how advanced AI has gotten. It is legitimately terrifying. But that's a whole other topic. What really got me pissed off here during this whole Toriyama thing is like most of the art that is being put out is like fucking tributes to him.
There's a decent chunk that of people that are using AI. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
The
one Mexican flag, the like famous one that
I don't understand. I guess
there's 9 Dragon Balls on a coffin.
There are people that are like normie. There's normies, that just don't understand how bad it is for like actual artists, and then there's people that are like tech bros that are like super fans of this AI shit, and that brings us back to the hating life type of people. They just they don't understand art and like the value of it. They just look at art as like pretty colors on a wall, and that's all it is to them. Hate, disgusting.
No, you have a good point because like I go online and Vex knows I'm a pervert. I don't give a shit, but I'll respect his platform.
All good artists are perverts. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like, dude, how am I supposed to masturbate to? I don't know.
If I know that a human being didn't draw this ass, I don't want to nut to it. I agree with you.
Like, is this real or not? Like, wait, am I being a sicko here?
Is this real or fake? Is this a Kardashian?
Yeah, I feel more guilty. I feel more guilty about looking at AI art than I do
about this. I made it to think about this. I made it to 40 without masturbating to Black Bible, right, or Bible Black, right? So now I'm questioning myself to AI.
I cannot agree with CJ because I have none of the Bible Black.
Exactly.
You
See?
guys are all terrible.
No,
where can I join the party?
These are the jokes, folks. These are the jokes.
I actually own a physical copy of it too.
Hey, there's no shame in it. I do, dude. It's in my man cave right now. I'm dead serious.
Damn, the man cave. I want to visit this man cave.
I certainly hope you don't have. I certainly hope people don't see that when they're over.
Oh, that no. I have it in a
No,
that's the man. Yeah, you don't bring guests to the man cave.
No, exactly.
Man cave is sacred.
I have a chest in my man cave, right, where my other collection is, and it has a sticker, and I have to show you the picture of X later. He's like, it literally has a sticker like, "I'm a man of culture. You know what's in this box." It's in my man cave, but it's protected from prying eyes. I assure you.
like Red, you remember the hentai booth at Comic-Con? Like,
the hentai booth. I'm so sad that never came back. Yeah, 1 year our con had a fucking hentai booth, and it was like curtained off, and you had to like show your ID to get into it.
That is awesome.
It was
How'd that
fire,
go?
and there were flashlights and shit. And what the fuck? Oh, did you buy anything, Vex?
I the shirt that was used for the hentai devil skit there.
Oh,
dude,
yeah, like
I would have paid.
the shirts with like a Hago stuff.
I would have paid money for that. I swear to God, I would have.
But there were like dildos in there and shit, and everything. It was great.
This was like 2021.
Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, by the way.
Yeah,
he would love this talk.
He would.
absolutely would.
Have you seen the Akira Toriyama interview? I mean, he has a huge sense of humor, dude.
Dude, where are your balls is one of my favorites when he's fucking patting down Bulma, like, oh, the balls.
I gotta send you this. This is from one of his author notes, Red.
I was just about to bring up before Vex brought it up, but yeah, the reason why the hentai booth didn't come back is because it got nuked by Vex as the hentai devil.
The hentai devil would only be in support of hentai.
No, you don't understand. Vex just walked by it and
absorbed it.
All the dildos was absorbed into Vex's
You've
body.
misunderstood the deep lore of the hentai devil. Hold on, wait. As one half of the creator of the hentai devil, I have to tell you, my interpretation is much like Green Bull in One Piece. He just like walks around and like
walks around,
sprout up. Wherever the hentai devil goes, hentai follows.
Right.
He'd go into a library and like fucking like run his hand across the books and they'd all turn into porn.
Like Jesus, like Jesus turns water into wine, it turns into porn.
The true canon is like Kid, and there's like magnetic pulse, but it's only with sex products.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Bro, listen. We're talking about a man's legacy whose very first wish on a series was a pig getting panties.
Which got adapted into Yu-Gi-Oh, because in the manga it goes the user who solves this puzzle will have one wish granted, like Dragon Ball, and Lil Kariba made a joke, "Oh, don't tell me he's gonna wish for bonus panties."
It's a running gag at this point.
I can't remember. It was Yabuki in one of the series who kind of referenced the same bit too. I think it was Ayakashi Triangle, wasn't it, Luke?
Oh my God! It might have been.
That was hilarious.
Where the main character wished for a new fundashi so they could go full power.
Yeah, and they got rid of like the panties for their female self.
Well, to bring it into some real talk shit, I think one of the reasons why so much good art is like inundated with like sexual stuff is because a lot of art is like fighting back against sexual repression. A lot of, for whatever reason, a lot of like strict governments, one of the first things they want to crack down on is like sexual degeneracy, which is not real. It's not a real thing.
Fuck that, literally.
As long as it's two consenting adults, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? There's nothing morally wrong about that, but there's a lot of like countries and areas where they want to like ban gay marriage, ban sodomy, which is ass fucking, like all this stuff. And art, I genuinely, this sounds silly, but I think a lot of like art stems from pushing back against oppression, and sexual oppression is a huge form of oppression.
Absolutely.
So here's a fun thing to add into that. Red, I don't know how on Twitter you've been the last couple days, but
we'll see.
Ghana had passed a new law where if you have even witnessed a gay marriage now, you
like if you were in the audience for it, and
or in my case, ordained it, you are now a criminal in the country of Ghana.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me. I think it was also. I think I saw something recently with Kenya. They made it like crime punishable by death to be gay.
See, that's ridiculous, dude. And and I'm perfectly straight. I don't see why that's even a problem. Guys, we're talking about a society where in China they edit blood by making it look like a white creamy substance. Vex, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that makes it better. Okay, that's brilliant logic.
Like literally the nothing happens scene in One Piece where it's just like a barrage of just white, and it just makes it so funny there when Sarge's like, "What the hell happened? Nothing happened."
Yeah,
literally jizz dripping down. Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't write like a like a dojin of that.
Wait, staying on subject though. This is how I spin it. Watch this. Do you know even Akira Toriyama had a problem with American size when they turned Master Roshi's beer can into soda? No, I'm lying to you. It was Goku and the gravity ball when he was on his way to Namek. He had a beer in his hand.
Yes, because Goku can't drink alcohol. He's a hero to the children.
Right. That's where I was going with it.
And ironically, the Americans love their booze so much.
Yeah, damn Skippy.
I'm sorry. I'm definitely not within like arm's reach of liquor.
Did you break your fucking alcohol-free streak? Last I talked to you, you had gone like 2 months. Or are you back?
Well, I literally posted from like the Evan children with me with 2 drinks right there on the fucking table.
Oh, that's true. So you're back on it?
I'm not drinking
on it.
constantly.
Like he has a problem.
And
I mean, he did.
Yeah, I
seriously?
literally like there was a period where I didn't go a single day without drinking up until like the holidays.
Oh, Vex, man, my bad, dude. I didn't know.
No, it's okay. He's much better now.
Oh, okay.
But like, there's medical reasons why I'm not drinking as much, and then there's also
that'll do it. That'll help you quit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I just limit myself to like a couple drinks.
His ass I would go over to his house and he would have was it like Simply Orange or Simply Pineapple? Which one was it?
Pineapple.
Yeah, and he would have a whole fucking jug of that, and he would just like mix the alcohol straight into that and just drink it out of that.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. You about that life?
He was.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing.
Let me write this down.
And that's you're saving all your drinking for when we do Power Rangers Megaforce.
Yes, I will not be sober for that video.
I actually really want it now because, like, when we first started this channel, I didn't drink, but now that I do want to do at least one drunk stream with you,
dude. If I knew you did that, you know what I just did, and it failed miserably, but I want to do it with everybody on this panel. I'm sorry about that. I did a drunken review on the boys panel, and nobody showed up. And I kept it on what not to do. I was like, dude, even my editing was drunk. I was like, I got to do this shit again.
Well,
his editing honestly, is dude, like I would, as long as it's a topic I know about, I would love to join you for any discussion.
We'll talk. We'll talk though.
For sure. What social did you get? Did you give him my Twitter, Vex?
I gave him your Facebook because it's what you're on the most.
Oh, okay. Did you friend me on Facebook?
Take a look, dude. I work nicely. I work fast.
He's using his phone right now, is why he can't.
Yeah.
Check it. But
and by the way, I do have a good mic. I was just fucking lazy today.
Same.
There's something to be said about like the drunken editing.
Are you Courtney Jackson?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Gotcha. That's you though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks.
One of the girl didn't happen. Sorry, Vex. Go ahead. Continue.
Like there's way back, I had a moment where Red and I tried to record a death battle of Xehanort versus Aizen. We even had art commission for it, and the mic was so blown out from a previous video. it literally exists in the Google Drive of like things that will never get uploaded because like I even had I have an AI program that balances audio, and even it's like, nah, we can't fix this shit.
The program said, "Nah, bro, this is way beyond our." it's like the Eternal Dragon. This is beyond my power.
When I threw that in, I'm like, I wonder if this will work for this because I've used it to balance like other podcasts. It's like,
yeah.
So it's unfortunate, like moment in drunk channel history that'll never get uploaded. But I would love to do one now that is like.
I'm down, dude. As long as, like you said, like it's a subject I'm familiar with. I need to get hammered.
Yeah.
Bad. After my night last night, Vex, you already know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ.
It was so bad at my job that they sent most of us home at 1:00 because they're like, we don't even have enough people on the other side of the building to do the fucking work. So,
bro, Vex, we should get drunk election night. Just like know that we'll wake up and know what the state of our country.
Okay, that sounds like hell to me.
To wake up drunk, like knowing how fucked we are. Whatever.
Yeah. I want to be drunk and happy, not depressed.
Which fossil is getting elected this time? And do I need to leave the country?
Do we want the orange one, or do we want the one that just weirdly sniffs people?
I'm for the orange one.
Oh, she's gonna kill me. But Vex, Diana's leaving the country with Matt because he has dual citizenship in Scotland.
Oh shit!
She's literally in the process of getting out of here.
Based.
Good thing.
Why not?
Why not, indeed? All right, gentlemen. Well, that's my limit. But Vex, you already know what to do. Send me.
I'll send you the link and everything. So you can...
it was nice meeting you, man.
Likewise, gentlemen, and sorry for my zaniness. I was just.
Oh, dude, don't apologize for your zaniness.
This is our brand.
Never apologize for being yourself.
I think your personality is like perfectly fit for content creation. Like that's what you want to keep shit interesting.
That's what I do. That's what I do. Like just but I appreciate it.
I try to do the same thing. That's why I try to make like fucked up jokes, like you deserve the cancer if you fucking started smoking from.
It's true, dude.
Like I don't believe that, but I say it to get a laugh.
No.
I kind of believe. I
you fight by the sword, you die by it.
Yeah, exactly.
In my case, it's smoking the sword.
Okay, but at least you own it, though. Like you weren't influenced by it. There's a difference. I hope. You're okay.
I've been trying to learn yo-yoing, and that's because of yo-yo. I love, dude, because I'm a big Kilo fan. I main Ness and Smash Brothers. So like. I love that.
You are that cancer. You are that.
All right, gentlemen.
Peace out.
All right. Talk to
you. Are we all leaving, or are we staying?
I got like 10 minutes, give or take. So let's start wrapping it up anyway.
Yeah.
So you're doing a stream on going through all the Dragon Ball. I should go back through some of it too because I haven't watched the original Dragon Ball in ages.
Don't watch Are you shitting me, bro? Or maybe the original Dragon Ball. I thought you were talking about Dragon Ball Z, where it's like 20 episodes of screaming.
Oh no, Red!
I recommend that. Watch all the screaming.
You gotta watch Kai if you're gonna watch
Red.
Kai.
No, Red.
No. He's gonna suffer. This is someone who
sat
through all of Sword Art Online. Okay,
I am seeing through all of Sword. I am seeing through all of Sword Art Online. I am going to sit through with this group in Discord and not this group that we're in now, another group. But I'm going to sit through a group I'm watching anime with. Going to watch the whole of Dragon Ball Z, the original.
Why?
You are.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because I am insane. Red.
That is a fair point. You are insane. Like,
so, okay, can we at least make it like a drinking game? Like every time, let me think.
What would kill you? Drink?
Be careful because we could die of alcohol poisoning.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck.
Well, make a drinking game every time I scream into a pillar at Sword Art Online. You will die.
So here's how we can handle it. I have this half a bottle of Monkey Shoulder I've had since 2019. Every time there's a power up on screen, we take a shot.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, luckily that might be doable because like power ups take 27 minutes in that.
Exactly.
Time, so,
Exactly.
Red Tenkai boost. Yeah, Tenkai boost are power ups.
That's true. Yeah, when he goes Kaioken. Yeah, in the beginning when he's like Kaioken times 1, Kaioken times 5.
Yeah, but like that lasts for like an arc.
When he says Kaioken times 10, you have to take 10 shots.
Like how many more?
I will walk my ass to your apartment and bitch slap you.
Like how many Kaiokens are there? Like times.
Well, so the idea is that
it's a 20.
Yeah, so like the whole point of that's what Akira Toriyama would do. He was the master of escalation, and he would escalate to a ridiculous point. So originally, if I remember correctly, it was like, it like doubles your. It's like a quick boost of power. It doubles your power. and that was supposed to be it. But then he could keep just like layering it on like 30 times deep, basically.
Well,
but there's a huge drawback. It fucks up your body.
Yeah.
Well, Akira Toriyama is probably more insane than me because isn't this the same guy that at one time was only sleeping for like 6 hours a week?
No,
I
that was
don't know
Oda.
if Toriyama did that. I know Oda has had sleeping issues for a while.
All right.
Oda worked like 20 hours a day.
Oda be sleeping like 4 hours a night for a while. I think he's doing better now. That's why he's got taking breaks.
Yeah, Oda's literally allowed to take every 4th week off.
Yeah, because they don't want his ass to die before the series is over, bro. That'd be tragic.
Fucking One Piece brought to you by Studio Toei. Because
brought to you by McDonald's.
Well, no, apparently, I've just typed it in. Apparently, at one point, he was only getting 20 minutes of sleep over the span of 6 days, Toriyama.
Based.
Fucking
20 minutes? What's
Yeah.
even the
point? To get more tired afterwards.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That is stupid, honestly.
At least, no, that sounds like an over-exaggeration, to be honest with you.
That's, yeah, that is
like 2 hours a night or something.
That is impossible to function. Like, that's when you start seeing the Hat Man without the Benadryl.
Maybe he was like drinking 5 consecutive 25-hour energies for a solid, what is that, 30 hours of energy?
Fucking, it's so much energy drink he went into another day.
Yeah.
It pretty much describes my life.
I don't see how anybody could have that many, because if I had that many, I would be in a coma. I'd be in a coma.
Like, literally, when I was doing competitive Halo shit, I would take the BFC of Monster and dump a fucking 5-hour energy into that. And
I don't know how you fucks didn't die, bro. Meanwhile, me as like a high schooler, I was like meticulously reading the instructions before taking one Advil because I was like, I don't want to hurt my body.
Yeah,
somebody double fisting pain meds to get through my day of work.
Not a flex, Vex. What is wrong?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I've actually found it on the forum Consen Shu. I can't pronounce that, but it says here when he was doing an interview with Oda, Toriyama said there was a time where I slept only 20 minutes over the span of 6 days. It was like I'm gonna die.
He must have done that like once, like one crazy week. That's crazy.
Yeah. Probably because Oda said in the same interview, now while working, I only sleep 2 hours every 2 days.
Yeah. That was Oda was struggling for a bit there. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'm glad I joined. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
it was fun.
That was a fun stream. I gotta get ready and get in this other call. So thanks for tuning in. Rest in peace, Toriyama. And hopefully this is the last tribute video we have to film for a while, because goddamn.
Yeah, who's next? Taking all bets.
No, we're not taking bets. Don't jinx anything. Don't jinx anything.
I'm betting on Kishimoto.
Togashi. That's who's next.
Love you guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.
All right.